So, Masters, today what we are talking about is one of the two, you can say, sessions we will take for detachment and non-interference. They are kind of linked together. They are kind of topics which each one of us, I can say need, or we kind of go through it. And this is one of the things that doesn't matter how good you are, there is no end to it. That means it's a journey, it's not a destination. So when we are saying detachment and non-interference, so first we'll take detachment. Understanding detachment will help in understanding non-interference, because attachment comes natural. Because when we are talking about detachment, that means we have to first know what is attachment, because that's what you need to detach, go away from, or break free from. So the first question comes that we are in social setting, we are, in a family setting. So attachment is given right from the birth. And when we live in society, the soul is looking for love, friendship, relationship. Why? Because experience comes from that only. And soul is here just to experience. Soul is not here for physical body. Soul is here to experience emotion, whether it is good or bad, that is we in physical form claims it. Whether it is personal or professional, doesn't matter you have a job or business. True love, feeling of oneness, feeling of, caring, empathy, those humanly values comes along with this life, which is the purpose of soul. However, along with this comes a lot of other things. Very common, like we keep referring to the first three chakras, and that's where you get, things like your greed, lust, anxiety or fear, or, ego, your all kind of issues which arises from the low level emotions. It is again given in physical body, you will come with it. We have to just rise above that. So nothing wrong when we say love, friendship, or relationship. This is given. But on one side, we are saying this is the building block. This is our foundation of life. Then what's wrong with it? It's like not a question of right or wrong, but it's a question of understanding and deeper understanding. Means we have to understand that when we get attached to anything, what is at risk? Our inner peace. On one side, we say true love, oneness. This is what soul is looking for. At the same time, we say, oh, I'm attached to my family. And then you can have different relations in the family, to your friends, to your colleagues, and all that. So then what's happening here? We say we should have it, but then we are saying it's causing me some issue. So what is the key here is your life purpose. Your sense of self is all attached, is revolving around all this. When we say self, ego becomes a part of it. Ego is protecting physical body. Soul is looking for your soul plan, your purpose of life, pre-birth planning, all those things. And this is the dilemma. Who you gonna cater? Will you go and cater your physical body or the soul? If you go cater to your physical body, your soul suffer. If you go and you can say the work for or support or heal or with soul in mind, with soul's perspective, if you start living, then your physical body tend to suffer. So what is the sweet spot? How can I live in a family setting and yet supporting my soul? That becomes the key question. Is it just that I say this is my soul plan, so suffering, what we call suffering, means in physical body term, this is given to me, I have to live with it? Is there a way to overcome all this? Is there a way that I can live freely? And that's where this topic comes. The better we understand, the better we become at it. You have to do kind of repetitive practice. And the more we do, better again our life becomes. Perception is a very big thing. And perception is one thing which brings, a lot of things along with it, like biasness. And if you are biased, you have a perception about someone or something, then the moment you hear about that person and all, now we start judging and immediately we jump into conclusion. We don't see the obvious. We stay again influenced by ego, physical body. We stay in denial mode that no, I don't have this issue, the other person has. Or what can I do? It is the environment, it is the situation. I didn't do anything wrong. What else could I have done? I'm the victim. All these things are played by ego, by a physical body. Victim mode is the easiest mode to get into and justify everything. Anything that comes as a liberation, as a solution, which takes you from physical body to soul, ego will be very afraid of that, because ego sees that, oh my God, you are going away from it. I will lose my job. I will lose my existence. You are going away from my grip. Ego has really kind of commanding us, holding us. And if we go away from it, ego feels lost. Ego feels, that, okay, my job is over now. So how can I let it happen? And that's where this understanding is needed for this balancing act. We are heavily emotionally, physically, right, mentally invested in our family, in our setting. If it is a business or a job, we are invested in it. My title, my position, my role, and all those things. Within the family, depending again, I'm a parent, I'm the head of the family, or I'm this, all those. We have a lot of reasons to be attached. What happens? If you are attached, it hurts you more. For example, if you hear that somebody met with an accident, right? You don't know that person. Yes, you will feel a little bad, little sad. But if you know the person, if the person is very close to you, you will feel hurt much, much more. Why? Because you are attached. And this is one of the main factors. Are you attached to what level? So, what happens when we are attached? We think, if I'm, say, a parent, I have to solve all the issues of my kid. I have to have an answer. of all their issues in life. It is my responsibility, it is my dharma, my karma, to get all the answers, to provide them all the supports, to provide them all the facilities. And again, with respect to time, with respect to the society, those things keeps changing. So what is happening when we think we are responsible? It is my duty. We attach it to the more powerful terms like my dharma, my karma, and this is what parents do, or this is what, as a owner of the company, I am supposed to do for my employees or my neighbors, my community, whatever that may be. In this process, we are losing ourselves. A good example of understanding, especially today when we talk of, Women's Day. You see in your home or around, so common to see so many women, they're just working for the family as mom, as sister, as, doesn't matter what, grandparent. They're just working selflessly for the family. And in that process, their wish, their liking, disliking is lost. Means they are not even thinking about it, forget about working towards it. They feel that my only job is to support the family, help the family, whether it is, cooking food, whether it is getting them ready, whether it is their learning, whether it is education or music or sports. It doesn't matter which part of their life. So they are just dedicated. So is there anything wrong? Again, it's not a question of right or wrong, but the main thing is the soul is here for the soul plan, purpose of life. And if we don't work on the our own planning, then what's happening? In the name of love, in the name of all these attachments, what's having? We are getting kind of locked in it. It's like you are behind bars, you are in the prison. Now, these may be little hard words, but what it means is for the soul. Soul wants, some experience, some execution. But if we totally give up, if we are totally governed by the attachment, then you are not you. You are totally dependent on that attachment. Till the time we are dependent means we cannot execute what we plan to do. So this is something which is a constant, back and forth mechanism. We keep moving back and forth. We keep moving. We learn, we do something, and then we again fall back into this attachment, and then we say, how can I go away from my family? It sounds good that yes, I should be working on my soul plan, not whole life dedicated to the family and all. Is it not against the nature? Is it not inhuman? How can I not take care of my family as a mom or as even dad or as grandparents, whatever? The first thing comes that, okay, we are in a family setting. This is what parents do. This is what we have to do in terms of supporting our kids, supporting our grandkids. We have to show them the way. We have to, teach them and all those things. So when we think detachment is against everything, whether it is family, whether it is human mechanism, society, actually not. It's quite the opposite. And that's why we need to understand what detachment means. Detachment is not that something we say is hurting the other side, other party, other people in the family. It's not about that, okay, I don't care about you, or I am not, worried about you. No. In fact, you see life as life. You don't see one section of the pie, you see the entire pie, entire spectrum. You embrace it. It's not that I'm emotionally disconnected. It's not like my way or highway. You go your way, I go my way. No. In this process, what is happening? You are saying that I am emotionally responsible for myself. I'm not depending on environment. I'm not depending on others. If anybody says anything, they do anything to me and all, I'm not jumping around with every incident. Life will bring a lot of things, right? It will throw every day something or the other at you. How we react, how we live with it, how we learn and move forward is up to us. So it is not that emotionally we are detaching. That means we say, I don't care. No, that's not the point here. Detachment does not mean that, okay, I give up. You are having some issue, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. I told you first time you didn't do anything, second time didn't do anything. Okay, now I'm leaving it. I'm not worried about it. Do what you like. It is not a question that, okay, you are free, you are independent, do what you like. It is the other way around. I am free. I can do, whatever I want. That means I'm not taking my relationship, my love, my family, my oneness, all those emotions as a handcuff, that I cannot do this because of this, I cannot do that because of that. None of that. It should not become a roadblock that I cannot do this, I cannot do that. If it is becoming a roadblock, that means my understanding is different. The question is, you look around, you see people, you will find either people are very happy, people are joyous. Some people, they're always whining or always, you know, in the negative zone in simple terms. Doesn't matter what good anybody talks about, they will bring negativity all around. And you do see them all around you. So yes, there are some people always happy, some people always crying, but there is no good or a bad person. We don't say good people, bad people. Again, is the soul having some plan. Nobody wants to be told what to do. Nobody wants to be controlled. Yet we do that to us. And that's what happens. And then we say kids don't listen. My parents, they're old, they don't listen. At this age also, they do this, they do that. And this always goes on. We forget they have their own soul plan because we are governed by physical body, by society, by ego, but the soul is soul. We have love. We want them to be safe, healthy, and all, and that's why we keep telling them, do this, don't do that. But again, are you really detached? When we are kind of locked in the attachment, what's happening? You are impacting your emotional well being. And that's why detachment is necessary. Every small thing, and then you are disturbed. Oh, I got a phone call from my mom or my father. They are retired, they are at this age, and we justify, oh, they are 80, they shouldn't do this. Oh, they are 85 years of age, they shouldn't do that, and they don't listen to me, and all that story goes on. Ultimately, you lose your peace, you lose your sleep. And not just that, it is an old age issue. My kid is in the university, or is away from home, and then the story goes on. Did he eat? Did he do this? Did he do that? So your emotional well-being is at risk, your quality of life is at risk, your inner peace is at risk. Why? Like we talked about, 6 reasons of illness, out of which number one, the most important, the most damaging is your thought. Our thoughts impact us the most. And hence, when you are attached, when you are emotionally getting disturbed by everything going around you, your quality of life, your well being, your inner peace is gone. So when you detach, the opposite impact comes, means all the improvements, all the freedom. And then you become like a superhuman. Why? Because now you are not getting bogged down, you're not emotionally drained, you are not hurt all the time. And you feel, wow, now I'm feeling so light from inside. I can do whatever I want. I'm so much energetic. Who helped you? You yourself. Now, to understand deeper what happens when you are attached, because now you are not taking everything personally. Social media. People, since social media is out, so we are talking years and years of, long time, people will post something and then they will wait for how many likes they get. Why? They need validation. They need recognition from your environment, from others. But when you are detached, you are free from that because you cannot control others. You are happy, you are sharing something, the other person is sad, the other person did not react. Now, in one scenario, you are upset that how come people are not reacting to my story, to my post. So if you get less likes, less reaction, you will get emotionally upset. If you get too many, you can get your ego boosted. Again, it will hurt you sooner or later. But when you're detached, whether you get 5 or 500, you will not be impacted to that extent or not at all, depending on how good you are. This way, what is happening? Others are not controlling you, others are not deciding your life. We jump. Oh, yes, I have to correct this person, or, anything anybody says, and I have to be, a step ahead. That means I have to give my take on that thing, or my advice, or my input, whatever that may be. And this is where all the issue comes. Your dreams, your opinion, your voice, all that matters. But only when asked, only when we are taking at equal level. Not that, okay, I'm a parent, I have to tell my kid all the time what to do. In that process, you are losing your peace, your own self. And then people say, I didn't even ask you, why are you telling me this? So now you are upset that, you feel insulted, you feel not recognized, you feel there is no value. The moment you detach, now you don't need validation. You are not dependent on others to say yes, always praising you, which is again your ego. If you didn't get any validation, now you are upset. Did I do the right or wrong? Why? Because you are attached. So, true love comes with acceptance. Accept people as is, accept situation as is. You cannot say, yeah, yeah, I love my child, yet you want to control everything. You love your spouse, but you want every small thing exactly as you want. It's a delicate balance. You have to understand attachment, which comes free, but detachment, what we have to really deeply get into and understand what it means. And then you maintain that delicate balance. You are in a family setting, you are attached, but you have to detach. By detachment, that means I'm not overly engaged, I'm not micromanaging and all those things. So, what happens? We stop dominating people, we stop dominating the environment, the situation, and everything. It's not like I will decide everything in my house, I will decide how things goes. No. Our learning comes from our experience comes from past. We talked about perception, where it comes from past. All your biasness, liking, disliking, where is it coming from? Past. And they hold us hostage. Our whole life, we keep doing things based on that, our past. We carry our past for decades, forever, and we get crushed under the load of our past. Doesn't matter if the past is coming from this life or previous, doesn't matter. The soul is trying to fix that energy gap or flip the story. We have to allow. And to allow, first, you have to understand. Detachment doesn't mean we are ignoring the past. Detachment does not mean that we didn't learn anything from history, because that's what people say. The only thing we learn from history is we didn't learn anything. If somebody said, hey, don't walk this path, there is a problem, and we say, let me experience. I know, I have a GPS, I have this, I have that. Oh, this guy doesn't know. And then only when we fall in the same ditch, we say, oh, okay, that person was right. So it's not that we are ignoring the past, it is the fact that we know how to deal with our emotions, how to process emotions. As we said before, is the energy in motion. We have to let it go. If you don't let it go, if you are holding it, it becomes like a dam. River comes, water rises. As the water level rises, the dam can hold so much, and after that, it gives way. And whenever the dam breaks, it causes destruction. So the same dam was helping irrigation, electricity, and it was a source of life, now became source of destruction. So same is with us. If you keep processing your emotions good, when we don't, this becomes a problem. Unfortunately, most of the people come into this path of wisdom, past of all this, when we are in deep some situation, some issue, some problem. And that's why, it is so nice if youth can understand this so that they don't get into this issue. So emotion is not bad. What we are talking about Here is holding the emotion for so long. And again, a very simple example of that is, you may have heard about it. Take a glass of water. I can hold the glass of water. What is the big deal, right? I can hold it with two fingers. I don't even need my whole, hand to hold it. But now, if someone says hold it for 5 hours, now I'll be crying. And if someone says hold it for 5 days, that means I cannot move my hand. It has to be in this position. Now I'm really crying. And someone says hold it for 5 years, I would say, no way. You're kidding me. But we hold for 5, 10, 15 years those emotions. How can they do any good to us? So then the question comes, okay, we understand the attachment, we understand why we should be detaching. The question is, how do you do that? So the first thing is acceptance. Accept, understand your soul plan, try to dig, try to, figure it out. Don't have any guilt around it. No fear, no shame, nothing. Soul plan is a soul plan. Soul is trying to learn anything. Once you accept, once you understand, move on. Once you learned your lesson, move on. Once you have understood your soul plan and say, okay, this is why it is happening, such thing happens in life, my own plan, keep going. You have to overcome the past. Doesn't matter coming from your own life or previous life. You don't know. The previous life means your previous life or your ancestors. We all come with a homework given by our ancestors that, hey, I couldn't do, can you do this? In our family, this energy is stuck. Someone has to release. So part of your prarabdha, as we keep talking about your actions, karma, you get from two directions, your own and your ancestors. And once you move on, once you start working, you have to detach from all the ego. Ego means the physical body. So divide your time. Spend some time on yourselves. Spend some time on your community and spend some time for your family. Divide all. Of course, you have to sleep and all those things, so it doesn't matter how you do it, but having all three perspective is important, and that's what will give you freedom. Because we are social animal. The more you open, the more you become free by accepting people as is, by knowing more, practicing, knowing more, practicing, knowing more, practicing. It won't come in a day. So the first thing comes is, do you even have this understanding? Once you have understanding, do you have a goal? Do you know what true happiness is? Happiness not comes by controlling someone. Happiness comes by letting it go. Letting it go means accepting people as is. Understanding what gives you real happiness. Not that, oh, this is my dharma, I have to do it and now I'm happy. Think about it. That may be your ego telling you you are happy. Ask your soul when you are happy. Controlling does not give you happiness, means soul perspective. Do you even know? Okay, again, you have to know the soul plan to know where is my finish line. What is it that in this life I'm trying to learn? The moment you start digging, actually it becomes so clear. That's why I believe in all this, because rewinding your life, rewinding and taking some help. Not everything will be clear to you. That's okay. But the moment you know, okay, this is happening, this is coming from my previous life, this is coming from my ancestral thing. Okay, this is my soul plan. This is what life is telling me. Once you have all this information, Detaching is easy. Now you know. So what happens? You have a target, but is it a fixed or is it a moving target? As you move, the carrot move forward and you keep running towards the carrot and carrot is moving it's a moving target. That's ego pulling you. But if it is a soul, if it is your soul plan, you will have a fixed target that, yes, I want to experience this. The moment you experience this, your life will change. And that's why you don't have to go anywhere. It will be so visible to you. Any person, any event causing you some disturbance, some grief, some issue, you will see that situation will change the moment your learning is over. So it's not a moving target. So masters, understanding is the first thing of fixing anything. So that's why when we talk detachment, you have to see what is attachment, what is acceptance as is, how do we respect other soul, that yes, other soul came with some plan. Doesn't matter whether you are here to learn smaller thing, big thing. There is no such thing small or big. What you have to see is, how can I detach? The moment you know how to detach, you will understand this better. Your life will become better. All of a sudden, you will see that a lot of things are happening around what you always wanted, but before it was not. Why? Again, it's up to you how much you can work. The more you work, the more freedom you get in your life. So detachment is not a one day work or action or change. It's a journey. The more you do, the better you become at it. The more you do, the better your life becomes. Then you're not dependent on your environment. Oh, he said this, or this happened to me, or that happened to me, and now I'm sad. You will be overcoming all that. Does not matter what life is throwing, you will be able to understand, move forward, understand, move forward. So, masters, this was today's topic. If you have any question about this, we can take, and we will continue next week. We will talk about this in continuation all the way so that we come to some understanding. So